on WGN Evening News at 6.
Encouraging words from Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker today about when the COVID mask mandate could be lifted.
WGN's Brona Tumulty is joining us from City Hall with more details tonight. Brona?
Good evening, guys. Yeah, that Vax check requirement has been in effect for about a month, and while some restaurants have welcomed it, others say it has cost them, with customers taking business outside of Cook County. But with the numbers going in the right direction, the rules could soon be relaxed.
The COVID metrics are going the right direction. I'm very pleased about that. One of the reasons for that is because we've had the right kinds of mitigations.
Governor Pritzker speaking out today about some good news when it comes to COVID, because right now all the numbers are going down. Those metrics raising questions, though, about when some mitigations might be dropped.
I believe that we should remove masks as soon as we possibly can. I am constantly listening to the doctors and scientists and encouraging them. When can we do this? What's the right time? What's the right way to do it? And so very hopeful we'll be able to make some announcements about that.
One group hoping for some answers on masks is the Illinois Restaurant Association.
That is up to the governor, and I have spoken to some of the governor's team as well. They said they're looking at it, but they did not give a specific date when they would, lift the mask mandate.
But there may be light at the end of the tunnel for those hoping proof of vaccination checks in Cook County might soon be dropped. During an Illinois Restaurant Association luncheon Thursday, Mayor Laurie Lightfoot commented on the city's COVID progress, saying if it continues, quote, we will be able to lift the vaccination requirement for indoor dining in a matter of weeks. President and CEO of the IRA is hoping that lift could come sooner rather than later, but Tony Preckwinkle would need to be on board too.
The vaccine passport mandate is the city of Chicago and the county of Cook, so we need both Mayor Lightfoot and President Preckwinkle to lift the vaccine passport mandate, hopefully within the next 2 weeks.
Roger Romanelli of the Chicago Restaurants Coalition also weighing in this afternoon.
We do hope, our association, our coalition hopes that the mayor will remove the vaccine checks as soon as possible.
Adding the coalition, like the IRA, would support any restaurant that wants to continue with vax checks and safety measures beyond any requirement to do so.
If a restaurant has extra capacity to check vax papers, we fully endorse that idea. And if that's what they want to do as a restaurant and they have the staffing, that's wonderful. But to burden every single restaurant in Chicago who are short-staffed already, who are basically out of funds already, that's been a big ask of the restaurants, and the sooner we can remove that burden, the better.
Now, we reached out to the mayor's office today. We were refused further comment, so there's no actual target date by when the vax check requirement or indeed the mask mandate on the state level could be lifted. We're live outside City Hall tonight. Brona Tumulty, WGN News.
COVID's rapid retreat continues here in Illinois. Let's take a look at the numbers for you now. We're averaging right now about 8,600 new cases per day. That's the lowest since mid-December and a dramatic drop in just the last 2 weeks. Deaths remain high, even as cases started to drop, but they are now declining as well. We're averaging 87 COVID deaths per day here in Illinois, compared to 132 a day at the worst of the latest surge. And we're seeing a dramatic drop in the number of people who are in the hospital getting treatment for COVID. There are now 3,175 COVID positive patients in Illinois hospitals. That is down 54% from 1 month ago. There's a drop in people getting the vaccine, and the number of shots being given each day is back to where it was back in October. 71% of eligible residents are now fully vaccinated. Of those, 49% have received the booster shot. Health experts want to see that booster number climb since protection from the initial doses of the vaccines decreases after about 6 months.
Russia and China are